What's up, y'all? Especially my women. I wanted to get on back on here today because I was reminded of how in the beginning of when I was starting to seek Jesus, I remember I just wanted to better. I just was on this journey of wanting to better myself. I had been through a lot of things that were mentally just weighing me down, and I was just tired of it. And so I remember I was still working at home at this time, and I just began watching a lot of podcasts. Right, so. One podcast person was Mel Robbins. I was heavy into her podcast. And another person I began to watch a little bit of was Angie Martinez, right? And so I was really big on just women empowerment and, wanting to just change your mind and doing the self work and all these things, which is awesome, right? But these things did not include Jesus. They just didn't. Um, Mel Robbins would have certain people come on who would be Christians, whatever, like that, I guess. What I found out was that the one person who I thought was a Christian that came on there, and she was a therapist, and she was also supposed to be a psychologist. Sorry, she was a therapist, and she was also supposed to be a Christian. What I found, and it was actually, what's that man's name? Jamal Bryant, his sister. It was his sister. She came on there, and further down the line, I see her in his pulpit calling God a woman. So I don't know what that was about, but so I was watching podcasts like that, and then Angie Martinez, she has people come on there, and basically a lot of those people, what I found is that they will speak about a God that they are following. They don't mention Jesus most times. They just talk about a God that they're following and how he is just leading them to so much peace, so much peace. But these people are just still living their regular life. There's no transformation. So that was another thing I found. And then a lot of times with those podcasts, I found that Angie Martinez would be so inquiring about their journey, but half the time it wouldn't actually be a Christ-like journey. It wouldn't be a Jesus journey. It was a journey of new age covered in I'm just so at peace. So I just had to dive straight into these two things because I was just reminded of it today. And I was reminded of how, especially for women, we have been fed this whole upgrade your life, girl, do this, do this. This is how you become that girl and all these things. And I was on that path as well. And I'm not saying these things are just straight up evil. No, what I'm saying is that if you want to become that girl,